Honoree is a 17-time Emmy Award winner and creative director at KFMB TV. This you may know about Donna Dube. But you may not also know that she is a big fan of the game of tennis, who can, on some occasions, in fact, be seen playing tennis on the very grounds here at Morgan Run. Sometimes with Rich Nayer, who is the owner of R&R Tennis Media Group. The two of them, in fact, I believe, did a tennis video together. They've had a long friendship, leading me to believe he may have some interesting insights into Donna. Let's find out as we please welcome Rich Nayer. Rich.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a tennis consultant and a promoter, and I emigrated from Germany in 1985 and met Donna about, I would say, 10 years ago, maybe 11. And to be honest, when she was introduced to me and I heard her name for the first time, my initial reaction was, did the Dube brothers have a sister? I couldn't understand. And Wikipedia wasn't invented yet, so I couldn't check it out, and I didn't want to go to a library, so I let it slide. But it bugged me for the longest time, you know, similarly to being in a restaurant and seeing a menu and looking at something like buffalo wings. When English is not your first language, this is truly disturbing. I would like to introduce you to a phenomenal person, a transplant from Michigan, a woman who I would personally give a number of awards to, in addition to her 17 Emmys and to her prestigious Silver Circle induction today. How about the Best Margarita Award? Donna's Merry Margarita parties are legendary in San Diego. Every Christmas time, she gets what she calls 100 of my best friends together, and they have the best holiday time you can have without snow. Her homemade margarita is really potent, to be honest. This is military strength. But speaking of military, here's another award I would like to give Donna. The Patriots of America Award. Here's a woman who loves our men in uniform. And policemen and firemen too, but that's another story. Donna's love for our country and our armed services is undisputed. Heck, she runs a boot camp marathon. I know she schlepped me to one once and I had to run it. Donna would make a good president too. She'll take the cabinet to the White House tennis courts and let the opposing views duke it out on the court. I know she would. And I would also give Donna the Fearless Fighter Award. This woman was not giving up after a devastating heart attack at age 49. She was fighting back, and look at her today. She's in better shape than ever. And looking around that room, it seems she's in better shape than most of us. Did you also know that Donna loves roller coasters? She's a thrill seeker. One time in Atlanta, she rode 7 different roller coasters in one afternoon. Her ex-husband called it the most excitement one can have in a minute and a half. I know what you're all thinking now. Stop it. My last award would be the Donna Dube Dry Humor Award. I'll tell you a quick story what this is about. Our tennis network has a monthly party at different member homes. We had that relatively new member, his name was Ken. Ken was a crappy tennis player, truly crappy, and a sore loser. And he knew everything better than any tennis pro. I'm not sure who let him join the club, but to be honest, doesn't really matter. Anyway, we had a cancellation for the member party, and Ken said he would do it. The evening went as expected. Ken didn't stop talking and bored the heck out of everyone. Some of us were ready to strangle him. When Ken went downstairs and didn't come back for a long time, I asked, "Does anyone know where Ken went?" Donna looked at me with the most serious face I had ever seen on her and said, "God, I hope he shot himself." Yeah, that's Donna. I got a whole new respect. My friend Don Sherrod, who is here, he's with us today. He puts it this way: you are lucky to have someone in your life who everybody likes. We don't know one single person who doesn't like Donna. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the long-lost sister of the Dube brothers, Donna Dube.
Okay, well, I forgot all about that. All right, thank you, Rich, for those wonderful words. When I was nominated, I was told I was nominated, and Deb said to me, "You need to find someone to introduce you." And I said, "Oh my God, I have to have someone who's going to be able to say something nice about me." It's hard to go to somebody and say, "Would you introduce me?" And of course, you expect me to say things nice. So thank you, Rich, for doing it, extending your warm invitation to come say a few words. I was very appreciative. Rich does represent a wonderful group of people that I got to know. I started out here with the Morgan Run Tennis Group playing here, and that's where I met Rich. And the tennis family is actually what kept me sane while we work in this television and radio world for so many years. So I do appreciate all the friends that I've made through tennis. Rich represents that wonderful group. I'm sorry, I'm in theater. You'd think I would be able to memorize a script, but we did have champagne earlier, so I had to have something in front of me just in case something slipped my mind that I wanted to say. I'm very grateful to be part of this group and to be part of such a wonderful number of people who are being inducted today, and to be considered to be part of that. It's quite an honor. I was very flattered to be asked. And when she called me and told me I was nominated, she said, "You've been working for over 25 years in the industry," and I stopped and thought about it. I said, "Yes, I have. Oh my God, that makes me 29. But then I thought the extra 10 years is really 39. But that's it. But in any case, it was a wonderful honor to be inducted, and I'm very excited about that. And you can tell I'm just rambling. Sorry. I'm not used to talking. I'm used to sitting in a little dark room, punching buttons, and having people come in every couple hours and say, "You okay in there?" And I was lucky to find a job that was able to use my creative skills. Things that I learned in theater, I was able to apply to the TV screen. And years ago, I didn't know this job existed in promotions. I had no idea. And being creative, was able to apply that. And I think back then, today they would call that ADD. But basically, it's nice to be able to sit around in a little room and get up and move around. And I could not sit at a desk just to do nothing. It's nice to be able to do the creative side as much. I don't consider it work at all. I work with a fantastic group of people. I work with a fantastic group all my career, 35 years. I started in radio back in Whittle, what's called WITL in Lansing, Michigan, just out of grad school. And then went on to Buffalo, New York, and that was my first gig in radio. First overnight disc jockey at Buffalo, New York, first female. And I arrived for work, the very first day I arrived for work, my first full-time job out of school was a blizzard of 77 in Buffalo, New York. So I arrived in January. I'm sitting in my aunt's house for a whole week before I was even able to go to work. And I finally got to go to work, and they gave me a media pass so I could get on the street. And I go, "Oh yeah, I'm in the media. That means it doesn't stop and work is, you always have to work. So it sort of was a great induction into the business, and I've loved it ever since. Who cares if you work Saturdays, Sundays? But it worked through anything. It was quite the event. From there, I got to go to Hartford, Connecticut. Worked as the first female disc jockey in Hartford, Connecticut. While I was there, I got introduced to the TV side, and I found out that wonderful position that I hold right now in promotions. I was able to use the creative things and the editing and so forth. While I was at WTNH in the ABC affiliate in Connecticut, Sally Jesse Raphael was broadcasting from our studios, which was great because I got to meet a lot of celebrities. They'd go through the doors, and of course, if you remember the old talk shows, how the topics of half of those talk shows had some very colorful guests. So every time I go to the ladies' room, I would always check to see which way the feet were facing in the bathrooms to see if I should stay or not. From Connecticut, I got a chance to move to the West Coast and worked for the ABC affiliate in Las Vegas. And everybody always asks me, you know, hey, how did you like living in Vegas? And I said, I loved it. I mean, it was just fun. You know, somebody else is paying your air conditioning bill. So I was there, and I used to go out at night, and I'd walk the strip because it was exercise. You could walk up and down, you know, 9, 10 o'clock at night. There's tons of people out there. So my mother asked me one day, and she said, hey, how's you doing? What are you doing in Vegas? And I said, well, I walk the strip at night. And she did understand that one, but she never understood really what I did, because she'd always just say, what do you do, really? I mean, what do you do, really? And you point it out, and you show it on TV, and you show them the little commercials that you work on. But understanding the concept was a little bit of a struggle. From Vegas, I got nominated for an Emmy, and I was very excited because I got a call from CBS affiliate here in San Diego, and they said, you're up for an Emmy, you must be pretty good. I said, okay, and so would you like to come work in San Diego? I said, yes, that was it. End of the story there. I came out to San Diego in '94, and I was nominated for my first Emmy and won my first Emmy in mid-90s. And one thing I always regretted, and because I hope to correct it right now, actually, I got up on stage. My mother was in the audience, and she was there, and she traveled from the Midwest to come see the award. And I was so nervous because I had won, I neglected to say thank you. Because for all the years of support from my parents and getting me to where I was, I never could have done without them. So this year she passed away, and I know she's here in spirit, so I do have to say thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad, for all the support you've given me for all the years. Because without your support, I wouldn't have done it.